reach the top, Lara, there's nowhere left to go but down.
You're rebuilding the army of Atlantis.
This pyramid breeds far more than the soldiers you faced. With the Scion, I now have the means to create anything I desire.
What is it you desire, Natla?
It takes 3 to rule. Tihocan and Qualopec were too weak to destroy what stands in the way of the 7th Age. But you have the strength to claim this seat beside me. Immortality has its price. But what are a few lives to sacrifice for your dreams?
This is madness.
This is what you've been searching for. The answers you've sought your entire life are within the Scion. Everything you've done has led you to this place. You're here because you belong here, Lara. That's who you are.
I'm sorry, Father.
Hi everybody and welcome to the finale of Tomb Raider Anniversary. We're starting it off with a mid-boss. So let's jump straight on into it. What an introduction cutscene for the final level. It's really cool. Anyway, this boss, what you're going to want to do when you take him on is you're going to want to fill up his rage meter or whatever, so he'll get really angry at you. And you're going to want to dodge him, and when you shoot him, his hand's going to like punch the ground, and you got to shoot his hand. Unfortunately, due to the targeting issues that I have usually, and the fact that I was not aware that you were supposed to jump until partway into the fight, I don't actually manage to shoot his hand off in one go-around, which is unfortunate, but not a huge problem. This is an interesting boss. It's very unique. I've never seen something really like it. There you go. I shoot his hand off, though, so that's great. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to fill up his rage meter yet again. And when he lunges at you, dodge him on the edge, and he will fall off. Unfortunately, I almost fall off, and now you're going to want to shoot his hand. Unfortunately, though, because of the fact that I fell off and I had to reload, I'm not going to do enough damage to make him lose his grip. So we're going to have to redo basically everything. Fill up his rage meter, shoot his hand off, rinse and repeat. But hopefully this time we should be able to accomplish our goal. He says, knowing what happens. Anyway, let's go ahead and shoot the hand. Come on. We got this. Shoot his hand off. You got this. Come on. You got this. There we go. We got the hand off. That's great. This boss, I know nothing about the boss. Sometimes I like to talk about like the lore of the bosses and stuff. I know absolutely nothing about this boss, other than that he looks really weird. And I know how to beat him, so that counts. Anyway, with much more powerful pistols, we're going to go ahead and shoot his hand off. And that's great. What a way to go, burning in lava. That just seems a little mean for the poor guy. Oh well. We earned the Slayer 3 trophy, apparently, which is great. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so this area is the first little lava platforming portion. I say first, I have stories to tell about the second. This one, though, I have really nothing to say other than, I mean, just follow this. This is what you're supposed to do. It's cool. I like it. You know, I said it before, and I'm going to briefly talk about it here. Egypt is the low point of this game. Everything before and after Egypt is phenomenal. Egypt just is not fun. And I'll talk more about that maybe during the credits or something. I don't know what I'm going to say. The credits are like 6 minutes long. So I'll have to think of stuff to say during that. But regardless, we are now continuing on. This is the final confrontation. This is the final level of the game. And it has been one wild ride, I will say that. We're fighting another one of these centaur things. These demons of Atlantis. Building the army of Atlantis. I think I spoiled that slightly in the end of the last episode by mentioning that the things were from the army of Atlantis. My bad. Although, you know, it was the next episode that it got revealed at the very beginning, so it's no big deal. Not a huge problem. Regardless, let's go ahead and pull this lever down, and it's going to close one door, but open another. And reveal monsters, because why not? Let's go ahead and take down the monster. It's going to do damage to us, though. That's unfortunate. You got to kill these things. You got to kill them quickly. You just got to get in there, shoot them up a ton, and then just get out, because they're monsters, and they're going to kill you. They're rude dudes. And as is the theme with this level in particular, it's just monsters galore. There's just tons of monsters. Luckily, I'm starting to master that O thing. I still don't know what that's called. Getting, like, action shots off on them. I'm starting to be good at that. So that's helpful. Because I used that quite a bit this episode so far. And the last one. Anyway, lower those down, jump off, and immediately target and shoot the thing at the top. Because that's how you do the puzzle, guys. Just so you know. Just so you know. Anyway, so now we are dealing with another flying demon. But that one died really quickly, and I have no idea why. Because the other ones didn't die that fast, I don't think, ever. I guess maybe I just had more direct hits or something. Don't just drop off of that one, by the way. I don't know if that's obvious, but there's a pit below you. You don't wanna go down that pit. I assume I didn't go down the pit because I didn't want to test it, honestly. But regardless, yet another flying monster. You see what I mean? That one went down a lot slower. That took a lot more firepower to kill. Here I go, messing around. I forgot what I'm supposed to do in this level. Briefly, I forgot what the next step was. So I'm kind of just running around like, hey, what do I do? Maybe if I run around, it'll reveal itself or something. I don't know. Look, you go up here, and then I'm like, I remember. You're going to want to turn around and dive into the water. There's actually a little lever down there that you can pull, and it's going to do something magical by opening that. I don't think this is timed. If it is, it's on a very long timer, because I managed to get there, you know, from swimming. Although it would have to be on a long timer because everyone would be swimming. Regardless, you don't hear a countdown or anything in the background, so I assume it's just there permanently. And this guy, he doesn't even know what hit him. He spawned in the worst possible location. We're just going to spam shoot him from up here because we cheat. It's not cheating, but it's also not the fair way to fight. Anyway, so now we're going to want to push this box down. And this is going to help us in the next area. There's actually an artifact you can get by opening this door to our right and pushing the box in there a little bit. There's like an alcove on the wall to the left. I open the door, but I don't get it. So I don't know why. I just pulled the lever and then I'm like, I guess I don't want to get this artifact. I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't get it. In all honesty, I really don't. But I show that you can pull the lever and there's actually an artifact. Oh, I just noticed that. In the alcove that we pushed the box out of, there's an artifact. I guess if you're on the other side of that alcove, you can like jump towards the camera or something and get it. You see, it's right there in the alcove. You could barely see it glowing there very briefly. Go back and rewind the video, you'll be able to tell. Anyway, regardless, let's get back to what we're actually doing in this episode, which is swinging along walls using the grappling hook of destiny. And jumping down and barely grabbing on to walled things that we can grab onto. Look, I don't know. Anyway, let's go up here, grab some more ammo, drop down, and there's some more ammo there. Look, they expect you to use your shotgun. I think the shotgun's the worst weapon in the game. Usually I'm a fan of shotguns, but I don't like this shotgun for some reason. It's not awful, but it's just the worst compared to the other weapons. Anyway, so get that last shot off, and congratulations, you've basically completed this room. Now all you need to do is go from this platform and do a dive and swim down, and you should be able to swim on through to the next room after you pick up a health pack, of course. Alright, so here we are swimming to the next location. I took a drink, if you were wondering why I briefly went away from the microphone. We're going to pick up even more ammo, and it's checkpoint time. Oh, this is lava section number 2. Oh boy. It's not hard. It's the camera. It's the camera that causes problems in this stage. At this point, I cut 11 minutes of footage. I know because I edited this today and I checked. I wrote it down. 11 minutes of footage were cut out. The reason being, right here. When you drop down onto this, I was so frustrated at this point that I didn't even grab the med pack. The reason the video fades there is because I spent like 30 seconds trying to adjust the camera so Lara would face backwards and jump onto those things on the wall. Literally like 30 seconds of adjusting the camera. It was ridiculous. And I also cut 11 minutes of footage because I kept dying. I mean, truth be told, I did fall in the lava quite a bit. Mostly out of frustration from the camera not working, though. So that was a thing. Regardless, though, that's my only complaint with this last level. As far as controls go. As far as skills go, of me playing, I still have one last complaint. And it's more about what I did, not the level itself. But we'll be getting to that in just a second.
I've waited for this moment. Do you realize what you've done? Blood on your hands. Do you believe it was spilled for the good of all man? Or for your own selfish desire? Look inside yourself, Lara. Your heart is as black as mine.
Alright, so now it's time to face off against Natla. This is a fight. The hardest part about this first phase of the fight, in my opinion, was getting the target reticule to be on the wings. You want to shoot her wings, not her. And it pretty much always auto targets for her, and I did not realize that. For the most part, it would take me a while to notice that I was actually supposed to aim, or that I was aiming at her, not the wings. As you can tell, each time I have to aim at her, I'm basically having to readjust which one I'm aiming at. But that's not the hardest part about this fight, in my opinion. Just being able to do this, you have to dodge a lot because she shoots the things at you, and you have to shoot her wings down. But again, it's not the hardest part. The hardest part of this fight is in phase 2, most definitely. Regardless, though, again, you just keep targeting the wings, and eventually you will get a cutscene that will lead you on to phase 2 of the fight. So let's aim for the wing.
I cannot die, you fool. Sooner or later, you'll run out of bullets.
Oh, that's funny. I have infinite ammo. Or I don't. Lara does. But whatever. She has magical powers that give her infinite ammo or something. Look, it's incredible. And I don't have a problem with it. That's the worst part about this phase, is if you get hit, you can get comboed so quickly into just constantly getting hit, as evidenced by the 2 times I got hit in a row there and the time before that. It's easy to get comboed on this fight. You have to fill up her rage meter, or whatever that's called. I think it was actually called a rage meter officially, I'm not sure. Once you fill that up, she's going to charge at you. This is the hardest part. You're supposed to do an O dodge and jump over her. You'll see it in the video, because I don't cut anything out. It's the final boss fight. I fail at doing this O dodge. I guess it's circle. It's the circle button, not the O button. Whatever. I fail at doing this circle dodge so many times. The timing on it, you have to be near perfect to get the timing off right. It's just ridiculous. And there I got 2 times in a row, which is fantastic. And you get to do a load of damage to her. But regardless, it's just rinse and repeat from there. This is the second and final phase of this fight. You just need to dodge everything she throws at you. And be sure to shoot her as much as you can. I'm using my powerful handguns this time around. And now I've switched to the SMG in hopes that I will be able to dodge her and do damage. So there I hit her, and we shoot a little bit, but it's not quite enough. So we gotta do this phase yet again. It's not extremely difficult once you figure out that you basically have to jump and dodge for the most part. Occasionally it won't be enough and you'll get hit anyway, and you'll get comboed most likely. But for the most part, just dodge jumping works very well. It's just doing this circle jump that's always really difficult, especially because sometimes she'll hit you like she did right there. And right there, I failed. You have to be pushing forward on the analog stick, basically running towards her, which is why I'm constantly rolling into her, because I'm messing up. Regardless, you do not have time to shoot her twice with the shotgun, so with just that little sliver of health left, once again we have to go into this phase where she's shooting at me, and once again I have to get comboed. But it's no big deal, because this is the final fight, and we expect it to be somewhat difficult. You can't just breeze through it, can you? So, we're going to spam her with our dual pistols and fill up her rage meter in a second. There we go, it's full. She's charging, and we roll right into her. Classic for this fight is me not being able to do the controls. That was my complaint about my skills. But let's finish her.
What have you really accomplished here? Nothing but a temporary stay of execution for your kind. This island is just one remnant of Atlantis. I will find another. But you, Lara, you have lost everything.
No, I haven't.
And that was the final level. The final conflict. What a game. Alright, so here are the credits. This is the portion of the video where I sit down and I'm going to spend 6 minutes talking about my final thoughts on this game. I'll start by saying this. If you followed me on Twitter for the duration of this Let's Play, you would know that there were many points along the way where I did not enjoy myself, and I did not enjoy playing the game. But in retrospect, I think the game was good. Would I put it in my top 10 list of games? No. No way. No way would I put it in my top 10 list. But I'm trying to think of any mid to late 90s game I would put in my top 10 list that I've played. For one, I haven't played that many, but I don't really know. So I think it's just aged, and I don't think it's aged particularly well. Can you still enjoy it? Yes. Yes, you can. It is a solid, for the most part, if you don't include Egypt, game. The levels are enjoyable, aside from Egypt. I mean, the Peru levels were great. They were interesting. They had dinosaurs, which was really cool. The Greece levels were really, really cool. I loved those. Especially some of the tie-ins with Greek mythology with, you know, Hephaestus and Atlas, and I don't remember the other doors. There was like Damocles, and the other one was Poseidon, I think. I mean, there was ties in with Greek mythology, which I think is really interesting with Greece, and I really liked it. There was some ties in with Egyptian mythology in terms of the collectibles you would collect in Egypt. However, I did not... Steve Blum was in this game? Sorry, I read the credits briefly. Anyway, Egypt, I just felt, was a misstep in development. It was... Should it have been there? Yes, because it was part of the story. It's where the third Skion was. Could it have been a lot better and a lot more enjoyable? Heck yes. Yes, it could have been so much better. It was full of a lot of tedious levels. The 3 levels there were the 3 worst in the game, by far. And I don't want to dwell too much on Egypt, but Egypt is the reason that I ultimately made the switch to what the new format for this Let's Play is because I was having so many frustrations and so much unenjoyment with what was happening with me recording in Egypt. I mean, you could tell the last live commentary video I did, I tried to be perky for the most part in it, but there were points where I was just angry because of the way the levels were designed. I did not enjoy them. However, these last levels, the Lost Island, I think is what this last little trilogy of levels were. The Lost Island made up for that. Every level in the Lost Island was amazing. You had the Natla's Mines, where Lara killed, what was his name, Larson or something like that. And then the other 2 guys kind of killed each other, and you got their weapons, except that you didn't get the big dude's knife, because Lara doesn't use a knife. Regardless, what was I saying here? That level was really fun. The Natla's Mines was very fun. The next level, the Great Pyramid, I found that level enjoyable. I really liked it because it was an interesting and cool challenge to me. And I didn't feel like it was as hard as everyone made it out to be. But regardless, I really liked it. And this final fight, despite me not being able to do the circle dodge properly several times, I enjoyed it. And aside from the camera issue that I had, that I mentioned earlier, I loved the level. I loved the ending of this game, definitely. The last 3 levels I really, really liked. In retrospect, I mean, I liked Peru, and I liked Greece, but only the last 3 levels would I say I actually loved. Maybe the last level of Greece I loved, because I thought it was really, really cool. So again, would I put this game in my top 10 list? No. Would I put it in my top 10 list, or my top 15 list? Maybe, but probably not. It's one of those, it was enjoyable, but like I've said in this Let's Play before, it's enjoyable on your second playthrough, not particularly your first, unless you're looking things up, because if you're not, at least for me, it was frustrating. Overall, though, I like this game. It does not compare in any way to Tomb Raider 2013 because they're completely... Sorry, I just hit my microphone, sorry. They're completely different styles of games. I'm just going to throw that out there right away. So I'm not going to compare it to that. The closest thing to this maybe would be, I guess, Uncharted, although I guess Uncharted is closer to the new Tomb Raider style. Anyway, so as I was saying, yes, I enjoyed this game for the most part aside from Egypt. Overall, I'm happy with the way this Let's Play turned out. I'm happy with the way the format worked for the end, and I really, really hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all so very much for sticking around for this wild ride of a Let's Play, and I'm glad you stuck through it to the end because I think the ending of this game was very satisfying and very enjoyable. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next exciting Let's Play.